The content and concepts presented within the book, The Messiah and the Secret of Israel, encompassing the profound exploration of the hidden significance of the tribe of Benjamin and its connection to the Messiah, are the exclusive intellectual property of L.S. Larkey and Atlantean Astrology, LLC. This work represents a unique synthesis of historical analysis, astrological interpretation, and theological insight, all meticulously developed and authored by L.S. Larkey. Any reproduction, distribution, or use of these materials without explicit permission from L.S. Larkey and Atlantean Astrology, LLC is strictly prohibited. This proprietary knowledge reflects a significant contribution to the fields of biblical studies, astrology, and spiritual heritage, and it is protected under applicable intellectual property laws. Chapter 13, Part 2, The Unity of Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. In the Gospel of John, Jesus offers profound insights into his relationship with God the Father, especially in John 14, 9-10 and John 14, 16-17. These verses reveal the deep unity between Jesus and the Father and introduce the promise of the Holy Spirit as the advocate who continues the divine work within believers. This essay will explore the theological significance of these verses, examining how they illuminate the nature of the divine relationship, the role of Jesus as the revelation of the Father, and the transformative presence of the Holy Spirit in the life of believers. We will integrate the corrected understanding of the Shekhinah as well as the essential idea that the Holy Spirit is our conscience, a divine moral compass guiding us toward truth and righteousness. Furthermore, this essay will highlight how the absence of a conscience in individuals is a clear indication that the Holy Spirit does not dwell within them. Jesus and the Father, perfect unity, John 14, 9-10. When Philip asks Jesus to show them the Father, Jesus responds with a statement that encapsulates the essence of his mission and identity. Anyone who has seen me has seen the Father. How can you say, show us the Father? Don't you believe that I am in the Father, and the Father is in me? This declaration reveals the profound unity between Jesus and God the Father, a unity that transcends mere functional alignment and touches on the very essence of the divine. In traditional Christian theology, this verse is often seen as a clear affirmation of the doctrine of the Trinity, where Jesus is understood as fully divine, one with the Father in essence and purpose. This unity is not simply a matter of shared goals or intentions. It is an ontological unity, meaning that Jesus and the Father are one in being. This understanding is crucial for the Christian belief in the Incarnation, where God takes on human flesh in the person of Jesus Christ to reveal the divine nature and will to humanity. From the perspective of Atlantean astrology, this unity can be seen through the lens of supersymmetric dynamics, where Jesus, rooted in the ninth dimension associated with wisdom, Shekhinah, and the tribe of Benjamin, serves as the perfect reflection of the Father, who is associated with the 10th dimension, and the Son, Malkut. In this framework, Jesus embodies the divine wisdom that flows from the highest levels of spiritual reality, making him the living revelation of the Father within the material world. This understanding reconfigures the traditional Kabbalistic view, positioning Jesus not just as a mediator but as the direct manifestation of the highest divine energies within the human experience. The Holy Spirit, the advocate of divine presence, John 14, 16-17. Following his declaration of unity with the Father, Jesus introduces the promise of the Holy Spirit in John 14, 16-17. And I will ask the Father, and he will give you another advocate to help you and be with you forever, the Spirit of truth. The world cannot accept him because it neither sees him nor knows him. But you know him, for he lives with you and will be in you. Here Jesus reveals that although he will soon depart physically from the world, the divine presence will not leave his followers. The Holy Spirit, referred to as the advocate or the Spirit of truth, will come to dwell within the believers, continuing the work of Jesus and guiding them into all truth. This promise is significant because it assures the disciples that the connection between them and the divine will not be severed by Jesus' physical departure. Rather, it will be deepened through the indwelling of the Holy Spirit. In traditional Christian theology, The Holy Spirit is the third person of the Trinity, co-equal with the Father and the Son, and is responsible for empowering, guiding, and sanctifying the Church. The Holy Spirit's role as the advocate or paraclete is one of comfort, counsel, and guidance, ensuring that the teachings and presence of Jesus remain active and effective in the lives of believers. However, the Holy Spirit's most personal and immediate role is that of our conscience, our internal moral compass that steers us toward truth and righteousness. The Holy Spirit is our conscience. The notion that the Holy Spirit is our conscience aligns perfectly with Jesus' promise that the Spirit of truth will dwell within believers. Our conscience, often depicted in cultural metaphors like Pinocchio's Jiminy Cricket, represents the voice of moral reasoning that warns us when we are straying from the path of truth and righteousness. This inner voice or conscience is not a mere human construct, but the very presence of the Holy Spirit guiding us. However, not everyone possesses a functioning conscience. The absence of a conscience is a clear indication that the Holy Spirit does not dwell within that person. Individuals who compulsively lie, cheat, take advantage of others, or engage in harmful behavior without any sense of guilt or remorse lack this divine moral compass. Politicians, business people, or even acquaintances who consistently exhibit these behaviors are not guided by the Holy Spirit. Their actions reveal a void where the Holy Spirit should reside, a void that manifests in their inability to recognize or adhere to moral truths. This understanding provides a powerful tool for discerning the presence of the Holy Spirit in others and ourselves. When you encounter someone who can lie, harm, or deceive without any apparent remorse, you can know that the Holy Spirit does not live within them. Conversely, the presence of the Holy Spirit in a person is marked by a strong and active conscience, one that prompts them to act justly, love mercy, and walk humbly with God. Shekhinah, formerly known as the Shekhinah, the corrected understanding of divine presence. The traditional Kabbalistic interpretation of the Shekhinah as a feminine aspect of God's presence is a profound concept, but one that requires correction to align with the deeper truths of divine reality. Historically, the Shekhinah was associated with Malkut, the Sephirah often linked to the feminine and the material world. However, this interpretation may have emerged from linguistic nuances rather than divine intention. In truth, Malkut is a 10th dimensional divine attribute associated with the Son and the Father. It is the kingdom, the ultimate expression of divine sovereignty and presence within the world. Therefore, the Shekhinah, traditionally viewed as the feminine presence of God, should be reinterpreted as Shekhin, a term that aligns with the masculine or non-gendered understanding of God's presence. This Shekhin represents the Father's direct and immanent presence within the world, embodied through the Son and expressed through the Holy Spirit, our conscience. This correction solves the enigma of the Shekhinah, revealing that the divine presence is not confined to gendered categories, but is a unified, holistic force that transcends such distinctions. The Shekhinah is the same divine presence that Jesus speaks of in John 14, the presence that continues through the Holy Spirit and guides the believer toward divine union. This reinterpretation unifies the Christian understanding of the Holy Spirit with the corrected Kabbalistic understanding of Malkut, offering a seamless vision of divine presence that is both transcendent and immanent. The interconnectedness of the divine presence. One of the most illuminating aspects of these passages is the interconnectedness they reveal between the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Jesus, as the perfect revelation of the Father, embodies the divine presence in a way that makes the invisible God visible and accessible to humanity. The Holy Spirit, in turn, continues this work by indwelling the believers as their conscience, ensuring that the divine presence remains active and transformative in their lives. This interconnectedness is not just a theological concept, but a dynamic reality that reflects the flow of divine energy through the dimensions. In the framework of Atlantean astrology, the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit are not separate entities, but different expressions of the same divine energy, manifesting in various dimensions to guide, reveal, and sustain the soul on its journey. The unity of the Father and the Son is mirrored in the unity of the higher and lower dimensions, where the flow of divine wisdom and truth moves seamlessly from the spiritual into the material realm, transforming it and lifting it into the fullness of divine presence. The role of the believer in this divine unity. For the believer, understanding this unity has profound implications. To see Jesus is to see the Father, and to receive the Holy Spirit is to be indwelt by the divine presence, specifically by the guiding conscience that is the Holy Spirit. This means that the believer is not merely a passive recipient of divine grace, but an active participant in the divine life. The indwelling of the Holy Spirit as conscience empowers the believer to live out the truth that Jesus embodies, to align with the divine wisdom, and to manifest the life that flows from the highest dimensions. In this sense, the believer's journey is one of continual transformation, where the presence of the Holy Spirit guides them through the dimensions, helping them to ascend from the material to the spiritual, from the wisdom of the ninth dimension to the fullness of life in the 10th. This journey is not just about personal salvation, but about participating in the divine plan, contributing to the realization of the kingdom, Malkut, as the highest expression of divine presence in the world. Conclusion. The unity between Jesus and the Father, revealed in John 14, verses 9 to 10, and the promise of the Holy Spirit in John 14, verses 16 to 17, offer profound insights into the nature of the divine and the believer's relationship with God. Through the lens of Atlantean astrology and the corrected understanding of Shekhinah, these verses reveal a cosmic order where Jesus, rooted in divine wisdom, serves as the perfect manifestation of the Father, and the Holy Spirit continues this work by guiding the believer through the dimensions of spiritual reality as their conscience. This interconnectedness between the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit reflects the flow of divine energy through the dimensions, where the highest truths of the spiritual realm are made manifest in the material world. For the believer, this means that the journey of faith is one of continual alignment with this divine order, guided by the Holy Spirit, and ultimately leading to the fullness of life in the 10th dimension. In this framework, the traditional understanding of these passages is enriched by the deeper esoteric insights offered by Atlantean astrology, revealing a dynamic and transformative vision of the divine that is both personal and cosmic, both immediate and eternal. Through Jesus, the way, the truth, and the life, and through the guiding presence of the Shekhinah, the Holy Spirit as our conscience, the believer is invited to participate in the divine life, to journey through the dimensions, and to realize the fullness of the kingdom within and beyond the material world. Furthermore, by recognizing the role of the conscience as the Holy Spirit's voice within us, we gain a powerful tool for discernment. We can look at the world around us, at the actions of those in power, or even at our own lives, and understand whether the Holy Spirit truly dwells within by observing the presence or absence of a conscience. This awareness leads us to a deeper, more authentic spiritual life, aligned with the truth and righteousness that the Holy Spirit and the Shekhinah brings. Please like and share.